Amendments to the Data Protection and Digital Information Bill will give the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, new powers to access the bank account of any person in receipt of a benefit payment provided by the UK government, past or present. This also includes some 12.6 million people currently claiming their state pension. During the recent debate in the House of Commons around proposed changes to the bill, Chair of the Work and Pensions Committee, Sir Stephen Timms, sought clarity on the need to look into bank accounts of people on state pension, as it is not a means-tested payment. It is a contributory benefit whose monetary value is determined by an individual's national insurance contributions. However, the East Ham MP also highlighted how these new powers could help automatically identify older people on a low income who are entitled to pension credit, an income top-up benefit now worth over £3,900 each year. He told MPs, "As we have been reminded, new Clause 34 will give the government the right to inspect the bank account of anyone who claims a state pension, which is all of us. It will give the government the right to look into the bank account of every single one of us at some point during our lives, without suspecting that we have ever done anything wrong, and without telling us that they are doing it." The minister said earlier that the powers of the state should be limited to those absolutely necessary, and I have always understood that to be a principle of the Conservative Party. Yet on the power in the new clause to look into the bank account of everybody claiming a state pension, he was unable to give us any reason why the government should do such a thing, or why they would ever need to look into the bank accounts of people, everybody, claiming a state pension. What on earth would the government need to do that for? The entitlement to the state pension is not based on income, savings or anything like that, so why would the government ever wish to do that? Sir Stephen continued, "If we cannot think of a reason why the government would want to do that, why are they now taking the power to enable them to do so? I think that all of us would agree, whatever party we are in, that the powers of the state should be limited to those absolutely necessary." He added, "It occurs to me that the power being introduced could be used to establish benefit eligibility for people who do not currently claim benefits. We know, for example, that a large number of people do not claim pension credit, but are eligible for it. A lot of the information about whether they are entitled to pension credit is already held in the public sector, and in local councils in particular. If it were possible to check whether people had less than the threshold savings level, that could help in establishing eligibility for pension credit automatically." The amendment to the bill is designed to further reduce fraud within the benefits system. However, Mr Timms and Labour MP Sir Chris Bryant both highlighted how cases of fraud within the state pension system are extremely small. Minister of State at the Department for Culture, Media and Sport, DCMS, Sir John Whittingdale, responded, "The government's intention is to use the power only when there is clear evidence or suggestion that fraud is taking place on a significant scale. The government simply want to retain the option to amend that should future evidence emerge. That is why the issue has been left open." Sir Chris Bryant said, "The minister has effectively said at the dispatch box that the government do not need to tackle fraud in relation to pensions. Perhaps it would be a good idea for us to all sit down and have a meeting to work out a more sensible set of measures to tackle fraud where it is necessary, rather than giving unending powers to the government." Sir John responded, "I agree, to the extent that levels of fraud in state pensions being currently nearly zero, the power is not needed in that case. However, the government wishes to retain an option should the position change in the future." Responding to Sir Stephen's comments, Sir John said that the test and learn phase will begin in 2025, with a steady rollout to full-scale delivery by 2030. Sir Stephen also raised concerns from charities and organisations over the proposed new powers. He told MPs, "I chair the Work and Pensions Committee and we have received substantial concerns about this measure, including from Citizens Advice." The Child Poverty Action Group said that it shouldn't be that people have fewer rights, including to privacy, than everyone else in the UK simply because they are on benefits. He continued, "I think that sums up what a lot of people feel, although it appears to be the position that the government are now taking. It is surprising that the Conservative Party is bringing forward such a major expansion of state powers to pry into the affairs of private citizens, and particularly doing so in such a way that we are not able to scrutinise what it is planning. As we have been reminded, the state has long had powers where there were grounds for suspecting that benefit fraud had been committed. The proposal in the bill is for surveillance where there is absolutely no suspicion at all, which is a substantial expansion of the state's powers to intrude." Work and Pensions Secretary Mel Stride MP will give evidence to the Work and Pensions Committee's inquiry into benefit levels in the UK on December 6, 2023. Mr. Stride and senior officials will face questions on issues raised in the inquiry so far, such as the purpose of working age benefits, the procedure for their operating and the future of health and disability-related benefits and sanctions. Find out more here. Get the latest record money news. Join the conversation on our Money Saving Scotland Facebook group for energy and money saving tips, the latest benefits news, consumer help and advice on coping with the cost of living crisis. Sign up to our Record Money newsletter and get the top stories sent to your inbox daily from Monday to Friday, including a special cost of living edition on a Thursday. Sign up here. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at @recordmoney_ for regular updates throughout the day. Join the Daily Records WhatsApp community here and get the latest news sent straight to your messages.